Here we are, chess enthusiasts. Welcome to Chess Balls. Get ready to dive into one of the most spectacular and extraordinary games in chess history. Prepare yourself for an exciting and captivating experience, as this epic clash between Bobby Fischer and Samuel Reshevsky in 1958 is a true symphony of brilliance, strategy and courage. Let's enter the whirlwind of emotions where two titanic chess masters face off in an unrivaled arena. Samuel Reshevsky, with his track record of victories against 7 world champions, including Capablanca and Alekhine, he seems invincible. But standing against him is the enigmatic young prodigy, Bobby Fischer. It's a duel between legends, where the destiny of a game will be written in just 10 moves. The stage is set. Bobby, the brilliant young champion, sits across the chessboard with the white pieces, while Reshevsky, with decades of experience, takes control of the black pieces. The audience holds their breath. This is a well-known game which you can find in many chess books on opening traps. There are a strong rivalry between Bobby Fischer and Samuel Reshevsky, one of the strongest American grandmasters at that time. Ahead of the Buenos Aires 1960 tournament, for example, Reshevsky reportedly said, "I would settle for 19th place if Fischer placed 20th. Let's start. Pawn e4 best by test, as Bobby used to say, c5 Sicilian opening, knight f3, knight c6, pawn d4 the open variation, pawn take, knight take d4 g6, entering the accelerated dragon, an extremely aggressive variation with which one intends to fianchettere the bishop on g7, to continue to press on the dark squares, since black's strategy will now focus on pressing the black square. Knight to c3. The main line, at the time at least nowadays, is in vogue, very much pawn c4 Morozki's system, which with an always aggressive approach but also in some lines more solidly holds the desire to control more the d5 square and avoid a quick break in the centre with d5 by black. Bishop to g7, bishop to e3, also preparing to make plans with queen d2 aiming to exchange the bishop on g7, which will then also act as defender of the black king in case of a very likely short castling. Knight f6, bishop c4 in pure Bobby style, who used to put the bishop on c4 very often in various lines of the open Sicilian, even against the Najdorf and the main line in this Sicilian dragon, and targets the weak f7 square for now since black hasn't castled. Short castling bishop b3, and now black makes a very serious mistake that will cost him dearly, and that will be remembered in the future as Bobby Fischer's trap. k5, very serious mistake. e5, an outstanding move by counter-attacking the knight on f6. On knight to b3 follows pawn to knight, and on knight to rook follows pawn to bishop, and the knight on a1 remains stuck. Either way, it was the absolute best continuation for black. Black decides to play knight e8, unaware, unfortunately for him, that for this mistake he would go down in history, but not in a positive way for this game. Can you find the winning continuation for white? If you want to find the brilliant move, pause the video.
We now move on to analyze the position. The elements of the position are: A. The queen on d8 is a hanging piece, as is also the rook on a8. B. The queen in d8 is a piece with poor mobility due to the fact that it has only 2 squares where it can move c7 and b6. This is due to the fact that the 2 last moves of black's knight e8 and knight a5 have both compressed the mobility of the poor black queen, in addition to the fact that the knight in e8 has taken away the communication between the rook and the queen. With these tactical elements in mind, is there a forcing move that can expose these frailties in the black position?
Bishop to f7. This move is a bomb. An extraordinary move. In fact, it seems that it can be captured not only by the king but also by the rook, and so it is. Except that both captures lead to a more than painful defeat. If rook for f7 after c6, the queen is captured in an unworthy manner. Black then plays king for f7 to note that if one does not capture the bishop, but plays king h8 after knight e6, the queen is lost anyway, and all this is made possible solely by the fact that the queen is hanging. King for f7, and now another extraordinary move, knight a6. This is actually an existing tactical pattern, the double sacrifice f7. e6 quite frequent but always beautiful, as in this position by Alekhine. And if king for e6, queen d5 check king f5, pawn g4 check king for g4 rook, gd1 check rook also comes into play, king h4, queen e4 check king h3, queen g4 mate. So black plays rook for f7, and after knight e6 captures the knight, losing the woman, the game is completely lost. But given the strong rivalry between the two, Black continued to play, hoping for some miracle that never came.
Thank you greatly for your attention. If the video was of your interest, please leave a comment and like, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.